Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tristate with Tiny and Katy.
Our first guest today, we have Sarah Wilson and Brian Grant from the Chambersburg Ballet.
Hello.
Would you like to start off by doing some ballet moves? Should we do a plie?
I don't know if I'm flipping up enough for that.
A plie and a pilates something?
A plie is just you're bending your knees, basically.
But am I also trying to say something else? A plie and a platzi?
I don't know if there's a platzi. I haven't
There's an arabesque.
There is an arabesque.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do it in these pants, actually.
Okay.
I can do it.
We won't really make you do it.
Okay, that's good.
If you do, then I will,
Okay.
because I'd like to show off my plie.
More on that later.
Yeah. To be continued.
Plies don't.
So let's start. I know our main focus is we're going to talk about the Nutcracker, but before we get there, talk to us about the ballet. I know you have a big anniversary coming up.
Yes, this year is our 25th anniversary for the Chambersburg Ballet. I kind of decided that we needed to really push a lot more new works and things that they haven't seen or even reimagined things that they've already had in their repertoire. So obviously we're doing Nutcracker, which is in December. We'll get to that later. And then after that, I'll be re-choreographing and staging Stravinsky's Firebird in February. We'll be doing an emerging artists performance, which is middle of April. Yeah, so that's actually when the students get the opportunity to choreograph and create pieces as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's an annual fundraiser, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It is.
And then lastly, to finish off the whole season, I'll be choreographing a completely new production of Cinderella.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I'm about halfway through. That's why all this hair is disappearing.
And Brian, you're the artistic director.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yeah.
so you come up with all of the ideas for the ballets.
Most of
Most
them.
of them?
Most of them. Sometimes people give really good ideas. I'm like, I'm going to take that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Are you,
but
do you instruct as well?
yes, that's my biggest part of my position is that I'm head of instruction. I do most of the choreography. I also try to plan a lot of the programming that we're going to be doing, and then kind of organizing the circus. But we're actually a pretty organized circus, which is really nice.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
What is your background?
You want the full story or you want the short version?
The whole thing.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm curious.
Well, when I was no, so I started dancing when I was 14 in Rockford, Illinois, at the school Rockford Dance Company. And we were just talking about this in the other room, that it was the first thing, because I'm a little ADHD, don't know if you gathered that. It was the first thing when I locked in, I was like, there's so many things to focus on. I love it. So, and it became one of those passions. And then I met my soon-to-be professor I met when I was in high school, and I was like, I'm going to that school. So I went to that school, went for 4 years, got a BFA in theater arts with an emphasis in dance performance at Northern Illinois University. And I was like, I found my perfect company. I was like, cool, I'm auditioning for that company. And it worked. So then I ended up dancing for Louisville Ballet for 7 seasons. And then after that, I actually went to Dayton Ballet, and I danced in Dayton, Ohio for 2 years. And then after that, I was mostly freelancing and just instructing, but I was also, I started running an adult complementary program at Louisville Ballet School when I was also freelancing. And then I moved on to be an assistant artistic director for Movement on Main Center for Dance in Ohio. And then out of nowhere, a friend of a friend messaged my friend. I just got him a gig. He called me. He's like, hey, I have a handle on like an artistic directorship. You want to check it out? I was like, yeah, whatever. That sounds great. And then, what was it, August 2023, I jumped into the role of artistic director.
Very nice. So you're still fairly new to the area then? Just
yes.
A couple of...
I'm still figuring out where everything is. But I think I have figured out at least around Wilson College, which I was like, oh, we're practically neighbors. I didn't realize it. It's really great.
And Sarah, you're on the board.
I am on the board.
And your daughter dances.
I have 2 children that dance. I have a son who's 8, and he started dancing when he was about 3 years old, and he's just been dancing for the last couple of years. And I have a daughter who is 5 who also dances as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was not a dancer.
That was the next question.
No, I was not a dancer. In the arts, but not in dance. And it has just been this really incredible experience to tap into this.
Tap.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't do that. We're working on that.
But to this community, that dance is just this incredible whole body experience where you're having an aspect of the visual, the audio. It's so tactile. You know, it's self-explanatory to say that you get your whole body involved, but you really see children light up when they're able to do this expressive form of art. It's really quite incredible.
What ages run at the Chambersburg Ballet?
Our youngest is late 3-year-olds, and then we've also got an adult program. We're starting to build an adult program as well, and so we've got dancers in their 50s and 60s. I have taught up to, there was one lady that I trained up back in Louisville, Kentucky. I think she was 75, and she was recovering from cancer. Wow. So anybody can dance. That's the big goal for us, is that everyone can dance. If everyone, what is it? I want to have a dancer body. I'm like, okay, do you have a body? Yeah. Cool, then you can dance.
And
we
you
train
have a
everybody.
dancer body,
Yeah.
And you think everybody can do ballet for dance?
I mean, to varying degrees. You know, again,
I even tried it
yeah.
for a little bit. I took an adult class for a short period of time, and it's a challenge. You know, it's a great way to get a workout if that's something that you're
Absolutely.
considering. But it is really interesting. You know, a lot of times parents will put their very young children into dance as this great experience, which it is. But at our school, we have, I think, a really wonderful artistic director who pushes to teach even the very young ones these actual moves that are actual ballet moves. So they're not just going into the room and dancing around to music. Like, they're learning real ballet at age 3 and 4 and 5, and that's really special.
How often do the classes run?
Well, at least I'm there every day, basically. So usually, I think I have a level 4, so I have them 4 days a week, and that's Monday through Thursday, 4:30 to 6. The little kids classes, we kind of have smatterings here and there. We're trying to actually build that program up. So we have more.
Classes 5 days
yeah,
a week.
6 days.
6 days.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, because we've also got we've actually got what would be considered a civic company. So whether you're with the company or with the ballet school or not, you're always welcome to join our company. So if you're somebody in Waynesboro, Greencastle, Hagerstown, if you want to come to us and dance with us, you get an opportunity to join the company. So
Do you have forgive me if this is the incorrect term, do you have a traveling team?
that would be the company. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point where we can start really touring, and especially with where we're at right now, especially when we're kind of in a transition period of trying to rebuild and show like what the company really is.
But that would be the equivalent term. So for us, the term is company. And like he mentioned, like if somebody has experience with ballet and they're an adult and they want to come and dance, for example, with the Nutcracker performance, they can try out, and they do not have to be a student necessarily of the school.
Oh,
There was
auditions essentially.
okay.
2 entities within this.
Yeah, there was actually a former dancer who actually stepped away from the art form when she was about 14. She went to college, and then she decided to go back and start dancing for herself. So not on her own time and that sort of thing. She came back, and then now she's part of the organization as one of our instructors. But she was like, "This is what I love to do." So even though she has like a full-time job working all day, she comes in and she's like, "This is my happy place."
I think there is such a beautiful art to dance. I cannot. I know you say everybody can. If you have a body, you can dance. But outside of the robot and the shopping cart, those are about.
Oh, I'll put you on stage. Let's do it.
I am the least.
Don't do that.
It's bad, but there is such a beauty, especially to ballet. Now, the Nutcracker is a beautiful performance. Let's hone in on that a little bit and talk about the Nutcracker.
So, okay, Nutcracker is basically our Super Bowl, and we do it every year. Only we don't do one. Actually, most professional ballet companies, they end up doing, I think Cincinnati does 22 performances of just the Nutcracker.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for people to. It's kind of like the gateway drug to ballet as well, in that you go to that, and all the kids love it, parents love it. It's a really it's a very concise story when it comes to actually being able to come and see the ballet. It's a little weird, but
we will have 3 performances.
We have 3 3 public performances.
December 14th.
14th and 15th, yeah.
It's 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, we actually have a really awesome opportunity that with the Chambersburg area schools, the 5th graders, all of the kids in Chambersburg get to come and see it on Friday at 10 a.m.
And
free.
The dancers in the Nutcracker, what's the age?
I think the youngest is 5. I think that's Michaela. Yeah, and then I think I'm the oldest, actually.
Oh, you're in it.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm actually doing Drosselmeyer. Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
In it.
Yeah, you have to, yeah. Like, huh? No pressure on me. I gotta look as good as the kids.
Well, when you're up
Oh
there
my
doing
gosh.
the dance, and you look over. If Katie were there, you're like, "You're doing it wrong."
No,
That's
what I would do is I
not a
just move
play.
her. I'm really good at the. Oh, here, darling. Thank you.
Right this way, off the stage.
Yeah. No, that's me.
Do you do the Nutcracker every year? I'm
Yes.
assuming that's a yearly
Yeah.
thing. Do you,
I think sometimes, depending on company, sometimes what they'll do is they'll do a Nutcracker and then they'll switch it up with doing another, like a Christmas Carol or something like that.
Another classic.
Yeah, but Nutcracker, I think, like I said, it is the gateway drug,
People
and I
have
think,
come to expect it every year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's,
yeah, and that's the huge tradition. And actually, I think, especially when some kids, when they graduate, they'll keep coming back to see the show, even if they've already graduated. Mm-hmm.
And is it the traditional Nutcracker? Do you ever put any kind of spin on the story?
Oh, I don't know. There's a little bit of a spin. I try to keep it as traditional as possible. Also, a big thing for me because of the ADHD, I hate plot holes. So it's so this thing has to make sense here and that sort of thing. So I try to put everything so that way, whatever you see at the beginning of the ballet makes sense by the end.
It's all cohesive
Yeah.
and makes sense.
The beautiful thing about the Nutcracker is if you go to different companies, whether it's the New York City Ballet or Washington, D.C. or a different company.
Oh, Joffrey Ballets is really
It
interesting.
will be different wherever you go. So we have an artistic director who is new to our school, and he's put his own twist on this performance. So it is, if you haven't been to the Nutcracker in Chambersburg in like 5 years, come see it because it will be a little different than it was before.
Now, to anyone who hasn't seen the Nutcracker, we've all heard of it.
Yeah.
And maybe some who have seen it. Can you take us through the story of the Nutcracker? Because you could probably sit there and watch it, and maybe you're not
sure what
back and
exactly.
forth.
That's
Yeah.
a really good question.
Yes, I know.
That's a great question.
Okay. So it starts Christmas Eve. So what happens is Clara Stahlbaum and her mom and dad are throwing a Christmas party for all the kids in town. So they're having a party and all that kind of stuff. Mysterious guy, his name's Herr Drosselmeyer. They're like, is he your uncle? Is he your uncle? I don't know. He pops in and, does some magic for the kids, all that kind of stuff, brings his magic dolls that he's, magic? Electronic? I don't know, it's kind of like, it's like Elon Musk with like Siegfried and Roy. Kind of looks like it too.
The cool toys.
Yeah, very cool toys. Yeah, actually, we have 2 dancers that are doing those parts. So everybody's really like, oh wow, look at these robots doing things and all that. He brings a gift for Clara, which is the Nutcracker. What happens is it ends up getting broken by her brother Fritz. I forgot. Yeah, we're still working on that. It gets broken. He puts it back together, but he actually puts a little magic spin on it, and then that is kind of where the beginning of the magic really starts happening. At night, he sneaks back down to have the Nutcracker and to fall asleep with it, and that's when the Rat Queen comes and tries to bother her and trying to take all the cheese. I mean, they got really good cheese. Yeah. Then what happens is Drosselmeyer actually saves her from the Rat Queen by summoning the full-size Nutcracker.
And the Nutcracker is.
No, that's the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh.
That's okay. That's okay. There's not really a theme song for the actual Nutcracker Prince. Some versions, what they'll do is that the Nutcracker Prince actually ends up doing a lot of the snow pie and all that kind of stuff. But we have a very distinctly a Nutcracker Prince, and then we also have our Sugar Plum Cavalier, which those guys are 2 really good friends of mine. Jacqueline Mosicki, who is formerly of the Joffrey Ballet, and then my friend Christopher Lingner, who was principal of Indianapolis Ballet and Cincinnati Ballet.
But I think what she was saying was the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. That's in the Nutcracker.
Oh yeah,
correct?
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
One of the more popular refrains
Yes.
that people would
Absolutely.
know when they hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've heard Fantasia, you've probably heard about half of the music in the second act. Yeah.
And then the people that are dancing in the Nutcracker, do they have to try out for it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have an audition that every year. I think it's like at the end of August or beginning of September. That way people can actually have a summer. Maybe not me, but that's okay. But yeah, so that way we can kind of, because some people, they decide to find different things and all that. But the nice thing is that then they always know they're always welcome to come and audition. They're always welcome to join in. And I think the more that people know that everybody's welcome, I think the more people will be able to really expand the
And so
cast.
the age ranges run the gamut for
Yeah.
the Nutcracker. I didn't know that.
It's very special because the Nutcracker can be a challenge for the children to execute. It's like you mentioned, it's our big event every year. So we have these dancers who have been performing for many years, dancing alongside dancers who are fairly new, and
And a lot of professionals. I try to purposely bring in
yeah.
very high level professionals
As
to
you
make sure that
mentioned.
they know, oh, this is the goal. So
have-
it's a big learning experience for the kids as well.
Two
Yeah.
professional dancers coming in to dance with us, and the experience of the professionals mingling with the students. It's really, really beautiful, and they're putting in so much work. It can be very technically difficult, especially if you're trying to perform something that people know very well. Even if you are a new viewer, again, you know the songs, but then we have people who have been returning every year, so they know these dances. So they're getting these dances and these moves that they have to execute really particularly. So it's a challenge for them.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to like the younger kids, there are parts that are almost kind of made for the
Oh
younger
yeah,
kids.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, we have 2 levels of little rats that also come out as the Rat
Rats.
Queen. So we have the little rats and we have the big
That's why you
rats.
think so highly of your students.
No, I mean they're just little.
Rats are very
They're little,
important to the
like
story.
5, and they're kind of like, I don't know what's happening. So we have the big rats to be like, you're going over here. Oh yeah, that's right, great. And then the ginger snaps. Actually, that I believe your son actually did that last year, and that was a really fun because I personally haven't actually choreographed on kids that much. I mean, I've choreographed on like 12-year-olds and up, but never on like those little kids. So it was a really big challenge for me. But I mean, I found out I can actually talk to them. They actually respond to me. So
And they probably really want to learn and do
Oh, yeah.
well. So you are directing it and you're in it. Is that normal or is
not
that,
normal. No.
Okay.
No. The what would be best is if I could step back and
Yeah,
kind of see
sure.
it. Which last year I was able to step back and kind of see the whole production, which was good because then once I saw the final product, I was like, cool. This is where I can improve. As if I'm in it as a performer, then I'd lose that. But at the same time, I've got a really good crew of kids. The kids are fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's also something that's very special about our organization, that we have an artistic director that's very involved,
Yes.
hands-on with our students. So not only is he creating these works, and like you mentioned, creating this all-new rendition of Cinderella, which is a very famous ballet, if you know anything about the history of ballet.
Yeah.
Cinderella's...
It's just a great story too.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Cinderella.
So, but he's very involved with the students at the same time, and I think that's a really special thing.
It's very, very important, and I think we can all relate to what I'm about to say. What came to my mind was when we were growing up in elementary and middle school, when you would go out and say play kickball or something, and your teachers would suddenly go out
Play.
and join you.
Yeah.
It was so cool that
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they
Sure.
suddenly, diminished themselves to your level, became one of you,
Yeah.
and were just. You would almost, it was like a friend, like a club.
Yeah.
And suddenly the teacher's in it. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
so
the
I think
camaraderie is
you
different.
doing that is
Well,
I
and
think very
vice
good.
versa. I think them working with me in the stage space and working with the other professionals, it levels them up as well. So they're learning. Oh, this is what it means to be a professional. That's my big thing. Is that I want kids to, what is it? It's not a matter of if you're getting paid that makes you professional. It's how you approach the work. And I think that's what I'm trying to have them to learn. And I think honestly, them being able to learn how to partner, like they're partnering with me, and then they'll partner with our friend Andre, who comes in and dances with us. I think them being able to get that opportunity to, again, like dance around professionals, like it changes the idea. It's like they're not just doing little dances, like they're doing real art, and I want them to experience that.
Well, also, I would think it would show that once however I progress in this, I can still love doing it.
Oh yeah,
So here you are, you're teaching it, you're going through the arduous task of organizing everything and making sure everything's flowing. But then when it comes time for showtime, you're also there enjoying it. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
would tell them that he still has the love for this, that no matter what I do, I still need to get into this because this is what it's about.
Yeah.
It would be like us teaching radio, but then you know what? We're going to want to
Go
jump
on the air with
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Why? Because ultimately that's why we're here.
you're
We
like,
still enjoy
where's my
that.
mic? I want to do.
right?
Yeah, no, I think that's the first thing I think of when I wake up. It sounds cliche, but literally I wake up and I'm like, ballet. Okay,
Dance.
I'm already working on like what's the next show. Like, I mean, even as we're putting on Nutcracker, I'm already starting to think ahead to What's the next season?
Yeah.
Like not even like what's the next show? What's the next season? I'm trying to get trying to get to a point where I'm almost 5 years ahead
Well,
with our
I
programming.
can feel the passion that you
Absolutely,
have,
yes.
and I think that's what
So
we
much passion.
want. We are with the last minute or so that we have here. Let's just make sure people know how much are tickets, where do they get them, and say the dates again for the Nutcracker.
Yes. So you can go to our website, chambersburgballet.org. There should be a link on there. They are on sale now. Tickets start at about $15. I believe the adult tickets are $25.
25.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that'll be cool. The shows are December 14th and 15th. I don't exactly remember.
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday,
Yes,
Sunday.
I do know.
Oh, great. Thank you. See?
Here we go.
Yes, Saturday and Sunday, 3 o'clock
Okay.
for the matinee shows, and then 7 o'clock on Saturday night.
Perfect.
And this
That's
might
great.
be a silly question. Are there concessions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, actually at the Capitol Theater, which by the way is I think one of my favorite venues
Yes,
I've ever worked
the
at.
Capitol Theater sells food, but we also have a merchandise table that we sell Nutcracker merchandise as well. Like
Why wouldn't you?
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
You say that like it's this strange thing.
Oh, no.
Of course you
Yes,
would.
Yeah.
it's
We-
like
we-
going
yeah.
to a rock concert, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Buying T-shirts that you
course.
can buy
Oh
in
yeah,
ornament.
I think we will have T-shirts this year, aren't we?
We might have T-shirts.
That'd be
yes,
cool, yeah.
But Nutcracker memorabilia, toys, things like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for
appreciate
spending
it.
time with us today.
Yeah.
That
This
was
is great.
I'm very excited
And
about
you guys
the
are coming,
Nutcracker.
right? You guys are
The
gonna come to the
Sunday
show?
show
why
I
not?
could make. The Saturday
Excellent.
I cannot, but the Sunday
Bring
show
all
I
the
can.
peoples.
Absolutely.
My wife is a dancer. She would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be great.
That'd be fantastic.
What, you think I just whipped out arabesque for?
I know. I was
just
like,
because?
I mean, I know you guys do your
whipped out
homework.
plie. Nothing for that one.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.